Welcome to On the Go with Celico, the podcast where we introduce tips and techniques for job seekers in Southeast LA. And now here's your host, Margene Clements.
Greetings, listening world, and welcome to On the Go with Celico, and today's episode, Awareness, Sensitivity, and the Power of Positivity, where your host, Margene Clements, along with Beverly, Adrian, Frank, Rosalia, Ramona, and Wesley hope to have a lively but thoughtful conversation that can improve interactions with people of all walks of life. I want to start with an anonymous quote. The best way to help everyone is for people to learn, understand, and respect all people, whether they are the same or different. Unfortunately and inaccurately, people with disabilities are often viewed as victims or objects of pity, burdens either on society or their families or their careers, unable or assumed to be unable to do things, special or unable to work. Now, my question to you is, could you tell me about a time when someone viewed you as a victim? And then answer the following. How did it make you feel? What did you say to them? Or what do you wish you could have said to them? Adrian, could you answer that for me?
There was a time when I was in high school where I was treading the line between being a special needs student or going for the advanced placement classes where all the smart kids hanged out. And despite that I was doing very good in academics, I had a lot of people in that category who said that, I wasn't fit to be on their level because I was a late bloomer. And this hurt me pretty much because despite that, I do acknowledge that I was born with a disability where I was not born with, growing up as a normal kid, with the smarts and the social behavior. It was pretty unfair for a lot of people to call me, being a mentally disabled person when I was just as good enough to be in their capacity with doing well in school.
And what did you say to these people, or what do you wish you had said to them to help them to change their mind?
What's fortunate is that I didn't say anything to them. I actually showed it through my report card. So I followed the principality of show, not tell.
Very, very good. Thank you. Wesley, tell me about a time when someone viewed you as a burden.
Well, in my family, I live with my brother right now, and sometimes I feel like I'm a burden to him right now because I don't have a job. So I try to do things at home and constantly look for a job. I feel that I'm sometimes a burden to him because mentally it makes him upset. So I try to do different things to appease him.
Do you have a conversation with your brother about how you feel about this, or what you would like from him, or how you could make it a better situation?
It's mostly action. I try to go to the job center and look for things, job interviews, and help around the house. But mostly, I just don't want to be a burden.
Thank you. Ramona, can you tell me about a time when you were viewed as special, not because of just who you were, but because you have some kind of a disability, and how that made you feel, and maybe what you said to the person or people, or what kind of interaction was there when someone or a group of people called you special or said you were special?
Well, my family knows about my disability, so they don't know how to categorize it. So they feel uncomfortable talking about it. So it's really hard to express how it makes me feel to them when they make me feel like disrespected.
That's too bad. What do you wish you could say to them?
It's just an illness. It's not a personal description. It's not all of who I am. It's just an illness.
Right. It's not who you are. Yeah. And they can't seem to see past that, who you are. to who you are?
Yeah.
Okay. Frank,
Yes.
let's see. Well, same question. And because of your circumstance, I think this might be a good one for you. Tell me about a time when you were viewed as someone who was unable to work and how that made you feel and what you wanted to say to that person or persons.
Well, I recently came to an interview and people were laughing. And I didn't think it was too funny at the time because I was trying to be very, professional about it. But turns out that I felt a little depressed after that. And what I would like to say to them is, it's not what you think when you interview somebody and you joke about it. And what I would like to say to them is, please do not judge me, for that you do not know me. And that I would just like to have people act like I'm normal and not somebody with depression. And my opportunities are look to be self-employed.
I hear a theme. Anybody else hear a theme around here? Yes.
Work.
Well, work, yes. But the theme I hear is that people don't see you for who you are.
Yeah.
I mean, who you really, really are. They don't see past the disability. And so it's, it becomes your job to let them know who you are. And that, and I love how your answers, by actions. Not necessarily by conversation, which is would not be a bad thing to do, to start a conversation with somebody, but you show them by actions and doing things that are normal, extraordinary, that shows that you are a person, a valued, valuable person. And that's absolutely terrific, because it's the best way to prove things to people. Just show them. People with disabilities want to be respected. That was brought up here too. I think that's another theme. And have the same opportunities of people who do not have a disability. How can people show you respect? First of all, Beverly.
I think by showing respect, to me, respect and trust is something that's earned. And by, we shouldn't be having to defend ourselves. So for me, I think the basis of respect is basically treating everybody who's, no matter what we look like, no matter what our disability is, to help each other. And I think if everybody had displayed a little bit more kindness, that may help. And instead of teasing or taunting or that type of thing, that maybe more compassion in the world would help.
Compassion, not pity.
Right.
Big difference.
Because for me, that's what I had to do. Was I was over at ABC school, doing my anatomy, physiology, and a bunch of re-upping on my nursing stuff, and I had to. The way I dealt with it, because I didn't want people to pity me, I just told the whole entire classroom, "You're going to see me Monday with like hundreds of dots all over my face," because I had to be lasered. Mm-hmm. And it was very painful procedure. And I looked like I had leprosy on my face. I had hundreds of just bruised dots. And everybody, my anatomy teacher was really sweet. She goes, "You are so strong." She goes, "You're one of the strongest people I think I've ever met." Because she said, "You just face the music." And I just told everybody up front, this is what you're going to see and this is what you're going to get. And, and you do see how people treat you differently. And, the way the public looks at you. And it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot to sustain. So for me, I take power of positivity classes. I've been doing it for years. I do the meditational things and yoga and stuff. And
so you do things to help yourself.
Yes.
And show your self-respect also, because that's really important too, that we show ourselves respect.
Yes.
Rosalia, the same question. How can people show you respect?
People can show me respect when people do not do not yell at me or do not laugh at me. And also when people motivate me and treat me with positive affirmations instead of using negative affirmation. And it's that way how people can show me respect.
Great. Adrian, same question. How can people show you respect? What do you want to see somebody do that really shows you that they respect you as a person?
The best way I can think of is to just give me the opportunity to prove that I can do the same that another can do. A lot of times, we're often perceived to be weak or because we can't do the same things that someone else does. My solution to that would be to give me the opportunity that I can demonstrate that I'm willing to do the same amount of job or treat someone the same way they would like to be treated.
What a great segue. Thank you very much. Because the next question is, what opportunities are you looking for? Well, and we'll just start with you, Adrian. You want to have the same opportunities as everyone else. And so what are those opportunities that you would like to have?
My opportunity that I'm looking for is to be able to teach others. It's been my passion to wanting to teach other people how to learn new things. And it becomes troubling and becomes more stereotypical for a disabled person to not have the ability to teach because they're incapable of, learning. They have either dyslexia or something else like that. But for myself, I've struggled with trying to learn things when I was younger. I can admit that, but I also realize that as with age comes experience. And I'm willing now to teach others the opportunities to learn something new, maybe a skill or a trade that they never thought could be useful in their life, and yet one day they may end up knowing.
Right. Great. Frank, what about you? What are the opportunities that you're looking for?
Well, currently the opportunity that I have has coming up soon. I would like to put it on the record that I went through the STEPS program that you have here, and I'm getting ready. I didn't complete it, so I went to the first 2 sessions of that particular interview and class, and it really rised me up to give my full potential of pertaining my self-employment. My company, my logos, my energy is all coming through that particular class that I took, and I'm going to take it again, and that will open the doors for me to walk through and be very positive about my marketing and my sales background.
All right. Let's have a little bit of fun with words. I'm hoping that this activity will just be lighthearted and a way that we can all learn from each other and help others learn from your conversations and what you're going to share with us. So, you want to go first? Yeah. Okay. Well, you know which question I'm going to ask you?
Teacher.
All right.
I want to do all of them.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Because these questions are the next 2 exercises, kind of like I call them, are designed to show the impacts of words on people. Okay. So, Ramona, the first question is, would you rather have bad breath or stinky feet, and tell us why?
I'd rather have stinky feet because you can cover them up.
Okay. All right. I think this is perfect for you. Adrian, would you rather be smart or strong, and why?
Could I not be both?
Hey, you know what? That's an answer.
But out of the 2, personally, I would prefer to be smart because smart is something that I could have for a very long period of time, whereas strong really is dependent on age.
Boy, are you bright. All right.
Good answer.
Yes. All right. Frank, would you rather be good looking with no friends or unattractive with many friends?
I would rather be unattractive with many friends.
And why?
Well, that's because I'm very social and I like outgoing people and groups to have fun.
Great. Wesley, would you rather believe in yourself or have someone else believe in you?
I'd rather have myself believe in me because it's in self-confidence. You have determination, and you could always have that in the future, basically.
Right. Well, if you believe in yourself, other people will believe in you too, won't they? Yep.
Correct.
Great answer. All right. Rosalia, would you rather be called lazy or weak?
I'm not lazy, and also I'm not weak.
But if somebody was going to call you something, which would least offend you, I guess?
If they call me lazy, I'm not lazy. That doesn't offend me.
Okay.
If they call me weak, I think that I'm not weak too. That's why I'm here.
Right.
Sorry. Because I like to learn a lot of things and also put in practice what I learn. I just want the opportunity to show what I learned.
Right. So you know within yourself you're not lazy. You know within yourself you're not weak. So go ahead, call me that. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, that doesn't offend me.
Okay. All right. Beverly, would you rather be called unique or determined?
I would say determined, because I've always had a lot of determination throughout my whole entire life. And how you work at moving forward and presenting yourself, and power of positive thinking, and negative people, you have to learn how to deflect them. You just do, to survive in this world today. So I would rather say determined, because that helps you to forge ahead when people have been really mean sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, it just helps you to get your ballast on and move. I call it baby steps. Take a baby step and move forward.
All right, Ramona, we're going to come back to you because you wanted to answer all of them. I'm going to ask you one, and then you can choose the next one. So, Ramona, would you rather be good-looking with no friends or unattractive with many friends?
Unattractive with many friends. Because I think that good-looking people sometimes get the shallow end of the stick. And they get people who like them because they're good looking, and they're not really liked for who they are. And I'd rather be unattractive because I know people are hanging around with me because they like me.
Okay, now choose one. I want to see what you choose.
Would you rather believe in yourself or have someone believe in you? I would actually choose the opposite one. I would rather have someone believe in me, because that outside encouragement kind of propels you forward. Because sometimes you can't motivate yourself, especially with my illness. You can't always motivate yourself. So sometimes you need that person that goes like behind you and goes, no, you gotta keep going. They kind of become your gas in your car.
Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah. Yeah. I can see how that works both ways. I really do. You know, and it depends on your basic personality, probably, which one you would rather be. But it almost is circular.
Yeah, it is.
Really. Yeah, that's great. Great answers, everybody. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to ask Frank. Would you rather be called lazy or weak?
Lazy.
Why?
Well, because sometimes you have, with your illnesses, your disabilities, you kind of get lazy. You don't have the energy anymore. You don't have but if you're called weak, then that means it's hard to get up off the ground. You're holding yourself back.
Lazy might be temporary. Weak is permanent. Is that how you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, huh?
So I
that kind of makes
lazy,
sense.
and I am a little lazy, so.
We all are. From time to
I kind of like
I
that.
also have something to add on to that.
Oh, great.
I actually would like to prefer to be called weak, because when you're considered weak, you're at the bottom of the barrel. The only way to go forward is upwards. Whereas if you're lazy, you have equal opportunity to have to go up or down.
Oh my gosh!
Boy, he has good analogies.
I know the perspective.
Wow.
Well, the perspectives of everybody, but Adrian, I tell you,
You're a good teacher. You're
yes,
a good teacher.
really, really, really. How cool, everybody! I love it. Okay. The words we use can bring up positive or negative images, as I think we've kind of seen here. And those negative and positive images, as we can see here, are different for everybody, too. That's what I've noticed in this last question and conversation. Words can make you feel a certain way. The words you use can affect how other people feel and how you act towards them and how they act towards you. I think we've all played the word association game. Is everybody familiar with that? Well, we're going to do that right now. I'm going to say a word, and I want you to tell me how it makes you feel first, whether it makes you feel positive or whether it makes you feel negative. And then kind of share either one word, because that's how the word association game goes. You know, you see a word, somebody tells you a word, and you have a word that you say back. But I kind of want to extend this a little bit, and you can say that one word that it makes you feel, but also maybe tell us a little short story behind that word that you associate that word with, if you can think of a story, okay? All right. So, Beverly, winner.
Winner.
Positive or negative?
It's positive. From a young age, I was always considered a winner because I had that drive and the motivation. And when people kick you down, you just get back up and dust yourself off and keep on moving.
Right. Wesley, how about impossible? Positive or negative?
It's negative. Basically, impossible means that it can't be done. You have to extend yourself. You have to find new solutions. You have to dig in yourself to find something that's possible, something that you could do that maybe out of the box, basically.
Rosalia, loser. Is it positive or negative, and how does it make you feel, and do you have a story?
Negative. Negative because I do not consider myself as a loser. All the time I like to model for others, and others model for me too, like my family, my friends, or others. Like right now, a lot of people are modeling for me, and because they are here, like sharing their stories, sharing how they feel, and that motivates me also.
Ah, good. So they're modeling winners,
Yeah.
and you model a winner instead of a loser.
Yeah.
Great. Absolutely great. Ramona, pride. Positive, negative? How does it make you feel? Got a story?
I think it's negative mainly because I'm a religious person and I believe pride does go before the fall. People who are very prideful think that nothing bad is necessarily going to happen to them. Bad things happen to other people, but not necessarily them. And I personally would rather be humble, because humility allows you to get along with everybody. It allows you to be comfortable around people because you're humble. No matter what you've achieved, people know that they can relate to you. You're relatable.
Very good. Very interesting take. Yes. Okay. Adrian, restrict.
Restrict, I see it as more of a very positive type of feeling for me. I know in a lot of cases it has a negative connotation where it prevents you from unleashing your true potential, but sometimes I feel like in this day and age, in the 21st century, we should probably set sort of limits to our abilities, limits to see where we stand in the world. There's a lot of friends I've had where they've had the ability that they could accomplish everything, and that thus fuels their hubris, and which leads to what Ramona was saying regarding pride. It helps to fuel pride and helps them think they can achieve anything when, until they hit that wall of reality. So I feel in a way that while people nowadays have this bad association with restrictness, they should see it as a way to sort of help them in their milestone, give them a sense of where they are in the world, what they can accomplish, and where they can sort of find their place.
Is that like setting boundaries, or is
Yeah,
that
setting boundaries. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Boundaries is definitely a
So
positive.
I see the term restriction as a positive.
Oh, okay.
For me.
All right. That's really interesting. Very good. All right, Frank. How about reject? Positive, negative? How does it make you feel? Story.
That's a negative. When you're rejected, that means you're not accepted. And I will always fight to be respected. And I'm always motivated, so that's going to uplift that rejection. And so I will definitely call it a negative.
Okay.
But it won't get me down.
All right. Oh, I like that. I really like that. Wesley, the word avoid. Positive, negative?
Mostly negative, because when you avoid something, you're avoiding things. You're either knowledge or new experiences. If you avoid things, then you don't have the new interaction with people or other things, basically.
I think it's interesting how you took that, how you avoiding things and people, and when I looked at it, I thought of people avoiding me, because I'm, I don't know, ugly, because I'm, old, because whatever the case may be, that people avoid me. So I think it's really interesting how you took that, the opposite of you avoiding things. Very, very interesting. Okay. Rosalia, the word determined. Positive, negative?
It's positive.
Yes.
And I identify with that term because all the time I'm very determined when I want to do something, and that comes with other terms like dedication, motivation, and I like to be determined.
So it's a very positive thing.
Yeah, positive.
And you want other people to see you as determined also, right? Yes.
And I like to show it.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Yes. Okay, let's do a couple of others. I like this word. Let's see. Beverly, the word embrace. Positive, negative?
Embrace I like, because embracing is like opening up your arms and embracing the world for growth, room for growth to take in and shine. That's what I think about embrace. To embrace others, be thankful, appreciative, and take that and share with the world.
And we'd all rather be embraced than avoided, right?
Very much.
Yes. Okay, how about the word possible? Wesley.
Well, it's things that you could do in the future. It's positive meaning, basically. Possible is where you make plans, where things you think out, and then you make it your objective in the future, basically.
Yes. All right, let's do just a couple more, because I kind of like this. Adrian, the word strength. Positive, negative? What does it make you feel like?
I would feel like strength is very positive, and this reminds me of a favorite quote from Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones, if anyone watches Game of Thrones, who's voiced by Peter Dinklage. He basically describes, and a quote that really moved me was, never forget what you are, as far as, your condition, disability, or whatever other people call you, because the world will not. Wear it like a badge or a badge or armor, with strengthened, and never forget what you are, because once you have that, accept that you'll have the strength to no longer be hurled by insults or any other type of dismemberment.
That's another good word, acceptance. Yeah, that's another good word, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Acceptance, because that's what he's saying, right? Yes. Accept yourself. Then, and
that'll be your biggest strength.
Right. Because if you don't accept yourself, then you're constantly fighting everything, right? Is that, yeah, I like that. Mm-hmm. I like that a lot. We need to make that our motto. Yeah, if you have the direct quote of that would be great to have.
Well, it was more of a negative quote than a positive.
You will.
But yeah, I can definitely find you that.
We can turn that into a positive, I think. Okay. No, that is great. That's great. Let's see. Ramona, the word include. Is that positive, negative? How does it make you feel?
I think include is a positive word because it brings people together and people combine their talents to raise each other up rather than excluding people, which segregates people and depresses their innate talents. Mm-hmm. And basically stagnates society. I think societies do better when it's all inclusive of everybody. That's disabled people who have broken things, people who are different nationalities, of different languages, of different cultural backgrounds. I think all of these people need to be honored for their strength and added to society for all of us to raise together.
And include everybody.
Include everybody.
Thank you, Ramona. Actually, that was a great ending to our conversation today. I really do think that was a great ending, Ramona. Thank you. I hope that we see that positive words can help us treat others in a more respectful way, and that everyone has the power to choose their words appropriately and wisely and kindly and respectfully when we're talking with other people and amongst ourselves even. And so in closing, I'd like to say what is important to remember is that we are all different. And we all need to be recognized for that which we are capable of doing. And we are all capable of doing so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to On the Go with Celico. If you've enjoyed the episode, please subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. You can also download our app, available for free on Google Play and the Mac App Store. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back soon with a new episode.